that dedicate their lives to helping those in critical need. God bless all of you. The very first thing I thought of when George offered us this great opportunity was to thank the paramedics that revived Michael on that tragic night. We realize it is their job to help those in trouble, but it has always meant so much to me for you to know how I feel. Thanks is not enough. My husband, Michael's daughter Gabrielle, and I both want to honor the paramedics that tried so desperately to save her daddy and our son. Murray Brennan and Graham Bates, because of your gallant efforts, Michael's wish came true. He was so proud of Mrs. De Silva and his friend Mike Schrank. I still hear him saying to me, "Isn't that so cool, Mom?" He knew if anything ever happened to him, he wanted to be proud of himself. It is so comforting to know you gave him such good care. It looked like he was sound asleep when we arrived at the hospital. At the time we arrived, the furthest thing from our minds was whether or not Mike could be an organ donor. 2.5 days later, knowing how strongly Michael felt has led us to this day, and it has helped us so much to deal with his body and soul being gone in our lives, but we do know his spirit is with us forever. We believe with all of our hearts, if it wasn't for you, Michael, Michael would not have become an organ and tissue donor. Thank you again for making Michael's wish come true. Gabrielle, you want to get a picture of the paramedics? Oh, it's the back. We couldn't have had anyone else to be our MC today. Thank you. And thank you to everyone that took the time to show their support for this great cause, especially my many special friends that helped me so much with all your good deeds. And my husband, Butch, I could not have done it without you by my side. What an incredible man you are. And there's an inside joke there, okay? Thank you so much, everybody. You have no idea what this means to us.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. I feel very privileged and honored to be asked to say a few words on today's very special occasion. I have known the Gregorowitz family for a very long time, but when the issues with regards to organ transplantation came up, as is often the case, there was a lot of thinking, reflecting, contemplating as to the decisions and the emotions that would be involved. And as a physician, this is something that has happened very, very frequently. You get young people who die accidentally, perhaps, and there's the issue of should we suggest organ transplantation? At the time when someone passes on, it is very difficult to sort of broach this subject with the surviving members. This being the case, I have tried in my very small way to try and have people be very aware of what this whole situation is about. So if there is some kind of a decision which were to be reached with the family, something even as simple and as small as signing the organ donation card, keeping it with your wallet or keeping it in a place which can be found easily, it will make life so much simpler for the surviving members of the family. In my particular case, approximately 3 years ago, I have 4 children, and my second child, Jonathan, who was at that time 18, he was born with a kidney impairment and subsequently went on to develop frank kidney failure. And he was just starting university at the time, and we were at crossroads as to whether in fact he would be allowed to proceed with his university studies because of the intense schedules for the dialysis that he would have to undergo. At that point, my wife and I decided, well, what should we do? What are the options? And we had a little chat with the people at Toronto, and subsequently came to the decision that probably the best thing would be to look at the possibility of a live organ donor. And then, of course, the question came, should it be me or should it be my wife? But I guess guys most often are kind of a little chicken, so I found every excuse to sort of back off a little bit, but my wife stoically stood her ground and said this is what she was going to do. And subsequently, after all the cross-matching and testing and whatever else was done, the procedure was carried out in June, and 3 years later, Jonathan is a very normal, very average child, doing everything that a normal 21-year-old should be doing, and perhaps more. I tend to think he's trying to make up for his lost time. Anyway, the purpose of my coming to address you this afternoon is just to try and make a little plug to think about organ donation, which is a very, very viable option. A lot of people would be very, very grateful. A lot of people would be very, very thankful. And the person who passes on, the family that survives, see in this one life that is gone, many other lives that have had a very good chance to live what would otherwise be a rather hopeless event. Thank you very much.
First, I would like to thank Debbie for inviting me to participate in this event to raise public awareness about the shortage and benefits of organ and tissue donation. We are also here to honor her late son Michael, who donated his organs which saved the lives of 3 people and enriched the lives of many others. Debbie, her husband Butch, and other donor families are very special people. We're at the time of their sorrow, trying to come to terms with the loss of their loved one. They have taken the time to think of others that are in need of an organ and tissue transplant and have done something about it. Approximately 15 years ago, I was diagnosed with primary sclerosing cholangitis, which is a chronic liver disease that causes destruction and fibrosis of the bile ducts and is complicated with recurrent episodes of bacteria and infections of the bile ducts. In the final stages of liver failure, I was placed on a waiting list for organ transplant in 1998. After a 2-year wait, I received a call on October 14, 2000 from the Multiple Organ Treatment Exchange Program, known as the MORE program, advising that a match had been found and to report to Toronto General Hospital for transplantation. If I had not received my transplant when I did, I would not be alive today. Today, my liver transplant has been thoroughly successful with no bugs and rejections. There is not a day that goes by that I don't think about my donor family and mentally myself. The greatest gift that one can give or receive on this earth is a gift of life. A gift of life received from an unknown donor given to an unknown recipient. Shows incredible respect and unselfish love for a fellow man. To the general public, I would encourage and strongly recommend that you become part of this movement towards organ and tissue donation. The first step is by signing your donor card. Second, which is equally important in my opinion, is to let this decision be known to those close to you so that your wishes, be it organ and tissue donor, are carried out. It is important to discuss this decision and the reasons why with your next of kin, the executor of your will, your doctor, or whoever you have designated as the person responsible for your body after death. Some people ask how organ donations affect